Okay, problem number 10 says the company requires sales assistants to make at least 60 sales per week. The table shows the progress of 4 sales assistants on Thursday. Which list shows the amounts of sales completed in order from greatest to least? So I know that I'm going to be ordering these problems greatest to least, which instantly means to me, make sure that I start with the biggest number and go to the smallest number, big to small. Now, without doing anything else, I have been told by my teacher to always switch everything into money. So I see I see decimals, I see fractions, I see percents, get everything to look like money, and that will make everything so much easier when I have to order them. So the only thing that's missing from this 0.2 to make it into money is a 0 at the end. So this is going to be decimal 20 or 20 cents. 25 over 20. I know that this is an improper fraction, so this is going to be more than $1. If I want to know exactly how much, let's divide and check. 25 on the inside, 20 on the outside. Turn it into money, bring up the decimal, underline the first number. I have 2 controllers. Can 20 people play? No. I have 25 controllers. Can 20 people play? Yes, one time. 1 times 20 is 20. Sister subtract. Brother bring down. I have 50 controllers. Can 20 people play? Yes, 2 times. That's 40. Sister subtract 10. Brother bring down. I have 100 controllers. Can 20 people play? Yes, 5 times. Sister subtract. So I end up with 25 over 20, the improper fraction, to be equal to $1.25. 99%. Oh, my teacher taught us that with percent, if I use my FDP, Free Dr. Pepper notes, I can switch a percent back to a decimal if I move the decimal 2 spots to the left. So I have 99%. Just by looking at it real quick, I do not see a decimal there. And the reason I don't see a decimal is because it's being covered up by the percent sign. But it's back there. So what I'm underlining is the decimal, not the percent. So let me move this decimal 2 spots to the left. 1, 2. And my decimal will become 0.99 or 99 cents. And the last one, 1/3. This is one I was told to memorize. 1/3 is 0.33. 33 cents, repeating bar. So what I've done is I've switched my fractions, my decimals, my percents, everything into money. And now I can see easily which is the biggest one. So the most money here would be $1.25, which means 25 over 20 will go first. So let's find it. Here it goes first. Excellent. Here it does not. G is out. Here it does not. H is out. Here it does. J is good. After $1.25, the next biggest one is 99 cents. So 99% will go second. Here it does. Check. Here it does. Check. After that, I have 33 cents, 20 cents. The biggest one is 33 cents. So 1/3 will go third. Here it does not. So F is out. Here it does. So J would be your final answer by process of elimination. Then the fourth one, just to make sure, is 0.2. 0.2. Answer J is correct. Question number 11. There was a lot of students that had trouble with question 11, but it's actually brought in from a 5th grade test just to see if you're able to understand what the question is saying to you. So let's check. Sam's 5th grade class has 27 students. Mr. Garcia, his teacher, has 40 pencils that he wants to evenly distribute. He is going to ask the office for additional pencils so that each student gets 3 pencils. How many additional pencils will he need? So there's several ways that you can do this one, but I would say first, let's start by figuring out how many total pencils that Mr. Garcia is going to need so that each student gets 3 pencils. That's his goal. He wants each student to get 3 pencils. So if we only knew how many total students he had, we do. It's 27. He has 27 students. He wants each student to get 3 pencils. So let's figure out the total number of pencils he needs. 27 students. Each one gets 3. 21. 17. He is going to need a total of 81 pencils. That's so that each student gets 3 pencils. But it says Mr. Garcia, his teacher, has 40 pencils that he wants to evenly distribute. So he doesn't need all 81 pencils. He already has some of them. He has 40 of them already. So let's see how much he's going to need after those 40 come out of the 81. 40 is what he already has. That's going to leave him with 41 pencils he still needs to request. So he needs 41 more to complete his task of each student getting 3 pencils. So they needed a total of 81. He already had 40 of them, so he needs 41 more. Answer choice letter D. Question number 12. The shaded area on the grid represents the part of a rectangular board that was painted. Each small square on the board has the same dimensions. What percentage of the board was painted? Well, as soon as I saw this word right here, percentage, I could have stopped because I can put my strategy on my paper for percent. If I'm dealing with a fraction, a decimal, or a percentage, I'm putting the strategy F, D, P on my paper. I cannot get this answer correct if I don't put this on my paper. I need to know what step to do first, what step to do next, and your free Dr. Pepper strategy will tell you what to do. So let's look at what they're asking for. They want a percent. That's what they're looking for, a percent. I cannot give them this percent because it's at the end of free Dr. Pepper. So free Dr. Pepper tells me that if they want this, I first have to give them a decimal. But then it's like, wait, if I have to give them a decimal, there's something before the decimal that I need to give them. I need to give them or start them with a fraction. So I have to start here with a fraction. I look over the whole problem. I don't see any fractions there, which means I have to come up with my own fraction. And I have learned that all fractions The bottom of the fraction will always represent the total. The top will represent what I want or what I have. So based off of knowing what a fraction is, let's see if I can find a total from this problem. Yes, it tells me or it's showing me a picture that's divided up into squares. I can get the total number of squares. So there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 5, 40 total squares. What does this problem want? It wants the ones that are painted. So let me give them the ones that are painted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It wants 14 of them. So what I've just come up with, excuse me, is a fraction. It wasn't given to me in the problem. I had to come up with this fraction. So if you were a student that just said, oh, there was 14 squares painted, let me choose F14 here. That's not a 6th grade workout. You're doing something that was taught to you back in kindergarten, guys. I count 14 squares. I learned to count in kindergarten, so it's got to be 14. That's not 6th grade level work. This is 6th grade level work. So you have a fraction. You have learned how to switch them to decimal by dividing. So let's see what that's going to give us when we divide. 14 goes in the house, 40 on the outside. Turn it into money. Bring up the decimal. Underline the first one. I have one controller. Can 40 people play? No. 14 controllers. Can 40 people play? No. 140 controllers. Can 40 people play? Yes. They can play, it looks like 3 times 40 is 120. Sister, subtract. 140 minus 120 is 20. Brother, bring down. I have 200 controllers. Can 40 people play? Yes. 5 times. Sister, subtract. I end up with a decimal of 35 cents. Then I've also learned how to take a decimal and switch it to a percent. You have to move the decimal 2 spots to the right. So let's do that. Let's switch our decimal, 0.35 to a percent. 1, 2. So my percent will be 35%. Which when we compare them to our answers, we're looking at letter G, 35%.